So welcome to week 7, which is covering unit 6. And in unit 6, we're going to talk about natural numbers and probability. So we're going to talk about probability, we're going to talk about factorials, we're going to talk about sequences and series, and factorials. Okay? So first we're going to start with factorial. What is factorial? Factorial looks like this. So this is the factorial. We have 5 factorial. So the definition for factorial is if I have n factorial, that's going to be multiplying n times n minus 1 all the way to 1. Okay? So if I want to do 5 factorial, I need to multiply, start with 5 times one number less, 4. One number less is 3 times 2 times 2, we get 1. So if I want to do 5 factorial, I have to do 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. And then I'm going to get my answer. Now, I don't need to multiply all this. I can just put it in the calculator. So when I go to my online calculator symbol app, I'm going to just put 5 and then I'm going to put the exclamation mark just in the keyboard. So press Shift and 1 is going to give you factorial. And then it's going to give me the answer. And the answer is 120. Everybody see that? 120. Now, here you have the definition. They have it backwards, but it doesn't matter. 1 times 2 times 3 times all the way to n, which is the same if you multiply it backward, doesn't matter. And they just multiply the numbers and the answer is 120. So they give you step-by-step process here, okay? So the answer for 5 factorial is 120. Everybody understanding that? Any questions? So this is just easy calculator. Now, why you need the factorials? We need the factorials for when later on when you start expanding binomials. So when you're going to expand binomials, which is number 4 and 5, there is a formula for that, which include factorials. And also I'm going to show a different method, which is Pascal Triangle. So now I'm going to skip number 2 for a second. Number 2 is about, it's a statistic where you have survey with these are the results and you have to find the probability. So we're gonna do the number 2 later on because you have more probability questions in there. So I'll be back to number 2 later. So I'm gonna do number 3. So number 3, we're gonna do the same way. So we're gonna do 9 factorial minus 2 factorial. So what you need to do, you can just put it in the calculator. You don't have to expand it. Because if I expand, I actually have to do 9 times 8 times 7 times all the way to 1 minus 2 times 1. And that's going to give me the answer. But I don't need to multiply all these numbers. I can just put 9 factorial minus 2 factorial, just the way it is. And it's going to give me the final answer. So this is the final answer. I'm just going to copy this and put it in the answer box. Okay, so that's my answer. Okay, any questions on factorials? So it's that easy. Just put it in the calculator, factorial. Oops. Any questions? Nope. Okay. So that's how you do those factorials. And then I'm gonna let you look at the video in WebAssign how to do binomial theorem using binomial theorem, which is a formula with factorials. It's a little longer way. So I'm gonna show you a shortcut, which is using Pascal Triangle. So we're not gonna use binomial theorem. We're gonna use Pascal Triangle. And the Pascal Triangle is this one in the formula sheet. So this here is the Pascal Triangle, looks like this. So it's a triangle with numbers. So you start with 1 and then you have 1 and 1. And then after that, you add in the previous, start with 1, you add in 1 plus 1, give me 2, and then you finish with 1. The next row here is going to be start with 1, then you add in 1 plus 2 is 3, then 2 plus 1 is 3, and then you finish with 1. And then the next row you start with 1, and you add in 1 plus 3 is 4, 3 plus 3 is 6, 3 plus 1 is 4, and you finish with 1. And you can continue like that. What is the next row? You have 1. Then what you doing? 1 plus 4 is 5, right? What is the next one? 4 plus 6 is 10 is the next number. Everybody see what I'm doing?
Yeah.
What is going to be the next one? 6 plus 4? Another 10.
Another 10.
4 plus 1 is
5.
5. And you finish with 1. So start with 1, finish with 1, and then add the previous numbers to get the row. Everything, all the numbers. Okay? So now this Pascal triangle, you can continue as long as you need. Okay? And you're using this Pascal triangle to expand binomial. Binomial means two terms. So this is how this triangle works. So the first one, the first row, is if I have, for example, a plus b with exponent 0. So this, the first one is for power 0. And you know everything with power 0 is what? What is anything with power 0?
1.
1. Good job. The answer is 1. And that's what you have there, 1. Okay, the next one, if you have a plus b to the power 1, what is the answer with power 1? It's going to be a plus b, right? So the first is a plus b. Now, this 1 and 1 are the coefficients in front of the answer, 1a plus 1b, right? You have coefficients 1 and 1. Then the next one, the next row is going to be for a plus b squared. And then if I square, so pretty much binomial means two terms like a plus b, for example. I'm using a and b because that's what you have here. You have a plus b to the fourth, right? So you're going to expand this. You're going to get what is the answer. Now, one way to get the answer if you do a plus b 4 times. A plus b times a plus b 4 times by itself, right? And one more. I'm going to put it here, a plus b. 4 times. So you're going to FOIL these two. You're going to FOIL these two. So you're going to get something times something. And you're going to multiply one more time. And it's going to be a big one. And you have to combine like terms. You have to be careful when you multiply a times b. You're going to have exponents and all that. It's a long way of doing this. And it's easy to make mistake. Now, with Pascal triangle, it's really easy because you're going to get the answer right away. Okay? So if I do square, I'm going to give you what is the answer and you can double check that. The answer is going to be a square plus 2ab plus b squared. So this is the answer for square. And these are the coefficients. See, 1, 2, 1. These are the numbers here, 1, 2, 1. And that's exactly what you have. 1a squared plus 2ab plus 1b squared. So the numbers in the Pascal triangle give me the coefficients, the numbers. And then you have, next to the numbers, you have a and b and exponents, right? And there is a pattern in that. There is a way to get what the a and b and the exponents are. And I'll show in a minute. The next row is going to be for a plus b cubed. The coefficients for a plus b cubed. The next one is the one you're doing a plus b to the 4, right? The next one is going to be for a plus b to the 5th if you need to do that. And so on, okay? You can do any exponent. So if you have binomial, two terms with exponents, then you're going to use this Pascal triangle to get the coefficients. And then after you get the coefficient, it's really easy from there. So now let me show you how to do the 4, exponent 4, the number, which number you're doing here? Number 4. Okay, so this is how you do it. We're going to look at exponent 4, right? This is exponent 4, so I need these numbers, 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. So these are going to be the coefficients for my answer. Everybody see that? So that's where we're going to start, 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. So I'm going to start write that first. So I'm going to have 1, 4, 6, 4, and 1. And I'm going to put a little room between them because next to each number, I'm going to put whatever is here, A and B. If I have X and Y, I'm going to put X and Y. If I have A and B, I'm going to put AB. Now, the next one I have, number 5, is the same. I have 4X and 5Y. So next to each number, I'm going to put for number 5, 4X, 5Y, 4X, 5Y, okay? So whatever I have here in the inside the parentheses, that's what I'm going to put. So next to each number, I'm going to put A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B, and A, B. Okay? So that's how you do it. You get the coefficients from the Pascal triangle, the numbers. Next to each coefficient, you're going to put A, B, whatever you have here. And then you're going to put exponents. So this is how the exponents works. So I'm going to start with A, with the highest exponent. So the first A is going to have exponent 4. The next A is going to have exponent 3, one number less. The next one is going to have exponent 2, A to the first, A to the 0. Okay? So you start with the first number or letter, whatever is in front, with the highest exponent, go all the way down to 0. And then for B, for the second one, so A goes to the back, B goes backwards. So I'm going to start from the back and you do B to the 4, B cubed, B squared, B first, oops, and then B to the 0. Okay, you know that power 0 is 1, right? So we're going to just cross out B to the 0 and A to the 0. They're going to be 1. And then you're going to connect those terms with, depends what you have between. So if in the middle here you have A plus B, all the signs are going to be pluses. They're going to have plus, 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 and plus. So you're going to connect those terms with pluses. If between them, like here, is minus, so the numbers are going to alternate. So it's going to be, I'm going to just show you the coefficients here. So for number 5, you're going to have the same numbers, right? The same coefficients because it's also power 4. So it's going to be 1 positive, negative 4. Then you're going to have positive 6, negative 4, and positive 1. They're going to alternate. Positive 1, negative, positive, negative, positive till we finish, okay? So that's how the sign between them works. Everybody understand that?
Yes.
Okay. So that's your answer pretty much. You're just going to rewrite it. So for number 4, I'm going to rewrite the answer. So let me go over the steps again. So first you're going to get coefficients from Pascal triangle. Then next to each number, you're going to put A, B, whatever is the two terms here. Then you're going to put the exponents for the first letter with the highest exponent all the way down. And then the second letter go backwards, okay? And then you're going to connect all the terms with pluses and minuses, depends what you have between the two terms, okay? And that's my final answer. I don't have to follow, I don't have to do anything. And the final answer is going to be 1a to the 4, which is just a to the 4th. Then I have plus 4 a cubed b, you don't need to put b to the first, plus 6 a squared b squared, plus 4 a b cubed, and plus b to the 4th. And that's my final answer. See how easy is that? Now, the other way of doing it is with the formula, but you have to calculate a lot of coefficients with the factorials. And also, it's a little longer. Okay? So this is the fastest way to expand and the easiest way to expand binomials. Okay? Everybody understand this method?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, let's do it one more time. So I'm going to do one more example, which is number 5.
I have
And for
a question.
yes,
Go
yes, go ahead.
So for number 5, I know you're about to do it.
Yes,
So when we have a negative sign, we start with positive and then alternate negative, positive, negative, positive.
yes, that's
we-
correct. That's, oh, I'm sorry, I'm trying to stop this. Sorry. Okay, here you go. Yes, that's correct, Belinda. Yes. If you have negative between the two terms, it's going to start always with positive, negative, till you finish. Okay? They alternate, they change, but you always start with positive. That's correct. Yes. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, so let's do number 5 the same way. I'm just gonna leave a little, need a little more room. So I'm gonna start with the coefficients, which are these numbers, but I'm gonna write it down because I need to put next to each number 4x and 5y. So I need more room, so I'm gonna rewrite that down here. So I'm gonna start with 1, and I'm gonna put 4x and 5y next to it. And I'm going to put it in parentheses because when I do the exponents are going to be for 4x and 5y for both of those. So if you have exponents, you're going to do the exponent for 4, the exponent for x, the exponent for 5, the exponent for y, okay? Because these are technically two pieces, two things. It's not only a and b, it's 4 and x, 5 and y together, right? So I'm going to start with 1, and then I'm just copy those two, and then I have minus 4 is the next number. I'm going to copy those two again, and then the next number is plus 6, copy 4x and 5y. Oh, I did this 5. Hold on. And then minus 4, and then I have 4x and 5y, and plus 1. Okay, I'm going to have enough room, I guess, 4x. So this is the biggest problem you're going to see probably, okay? So we have the coefficients. We put 4x and 5y next to each of those, and then we connect it with plus and minuses because between the two terms you have minus, so they're going to alternate the signs. And now we're going to do the exponents. So we're going to start with the first one, which is 4x, and the highest exponent is 4. So I'm going to have 4x to the 4th, 4x cubed, 4x squared, 4x to the first power, and 4x to the 0. 4x to the 0 disappear. Everything is 1, right? And then you're going to do backwards. You're going to start with from the back. You're going to do 5y. So you have 5y to the 4th, cube, square, first power, and power 0. And this is going to be 1. So I'm going to cross it out. Okay? So now from here, we just have to simplify each term. You have to do the exponents and you have to kind of combine the numbers. So the first term, so I'm going to do term by term. So the first term, all these 5y to the 0, it's 1, so it disappears. So what I need to do is just 4 to the 4 and x to the 4. So what is 4 to the 4? So I'm going to write what numbers you're doing. 4 to the 4th. And of course, I need to multiply by 1, but 1 times 4 to the 4 is just 4 to the 4. So I'm going to use the calculator. What is 4 to the power 4? Let's see. 4 with exponent 4. It's 256. Everybody see that? So the first coefficient is going to be 256. I'm going to write 256 x to the fourth, right? Then I have minus. Now let's look at the next term. This term here, I have to multiply 4 times 4 cubed, right? And times 5 to the first. So these are the numbers I have to multiply. Everybody see that? So I'm multiplying 4 times 4 cubed times 5 to the first. And let's see what's gonna give me that. So I have 4 cubed here. I have 4 times 4 cubed times 5. And, oh no, hold on. This 4.4 thinks is 4.4. So let's do this. Like that. Okay, so the answer is 1,280. Okay, everybody see that number? So it's going to be 1,280. And then what I have, x cubed and y. Then I'm going to go to the next number. The next coefficient is going to be I'm multiplying 6 times 4 squared times 5 squared. Everybody see that? Because I have to square 4 and I have to square 5. So what is 6 times 4 squared times 5 squared? So let's do that. 6 times 4 squared, and I need to do 5 squared, like that. And that's 2,400. 2,400. And then I have x squared and y squared. Then the next one is going to be minus. Let's see what you're multiplying here. We're multiplying 4 times 4 to the first, 4 again, and times 5 cubed. So let's see what is that. So I have 4 times 4, just 4, times 5 cubed. And the answer is 2,000. Okay? So we have 2,000, so it's minus 2,000. And then we have x and y cubed. And then we have one more term, so it's going to be plus. In the last term, what you have, the numbers we need to do is 1 times 5 to the 4. So I just need to do 5 to the 4. So let's see what is 5 to the 4. Oops. Deleting this, and I'm just going to do 5 to the 4th. Power is 625, okay? We have plus 625, and then y to the 4th, because this 4 is for both of those, right? And that's my final answer. Now here we have a huge numbers. And if you have to do it with power 4, multiplying 4 times by itself, it's going to be a messy, big, messy problem. Okay? And 100% you're going to make a mistake.
Okay.
You okay?
Wow. Good morning.
Good morning, Andrew. You okay?
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Okay, so any questions on this one? Everybody understand how to do it? So expanding binomial using Pascal Triangle, it's faster way to do it, okay? So how you do it, you get the numbers from the Pascal triangle, which is right here. This is the Pascal triangle. So if you do a power 4, you're going to use these numbers here, the one I highlighted, 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. If you do exponent 3, you're going to use 1, 3, 3, 1. Okay, so whatever exponent you're using, those are the coefficients you're going to use. And then after you get the coefficients, you're going to copy the two terms next to each number, and then you're going to do exponents. Start with the first term, with the highest exponent, go all the way down to 0, and do the second term backwards, from the highest to 0. And then you simplify the numbers and then just rewrite it, okay? Any questions on binomials? So this is pretty much the most difficult for this week. Any questions?
I'm just gonna wait till you record, then ask something.
Okay. Matthew, Andrew, can you, so here we have, we're going to continue with sequences. And the sequences, pretty much there are two types of questions. One of them is when you have to find the next term in the sequence. And the other type of questions is when you have to find the sum. See, it says find the sum and find the next term. So these are the two different type of questions, right? So first, how you find the sum. When you have to find this, let's do the term, the next term. So when you have to find the next term, there is no specific way. I'm just going to give you a few tips here. You have a list of numbers and you have to find a pattern. So you have to use your common sense to figure it out what's going on with the numbers. So what's going to be the next number, pretty much. Okay, so there's no specific way of doing that, but I'm going to give you the few tips. So the first tip is, if the numbers increasing, getting bigger and bigger and bigger, then that means you're adding or you're multiplying by something. If the numbers are increasing, getting bigger and bigger and bigger, right? Increasing. If the numbers are decreasing, getting smaller and smaller and smaller numbers, then probably you're subtracting or you're dividing by number, because these are the two operations which get the number smaller, right? Okay, everybody understand? I mean, this is kind of the tips I can give you. If none of those works, then you can look at each number individually, and each number is a square or cube or something like that, okay? So let's see, we're gonna start with number 6. So these are the tips I can give you. There's no formula, there's nothing specific. You have to use your kind of common sense logic. So let's do number 6. Number 6, we have the numbers are 1, 8, 27, 64. So let's see. They increase, they're getting bigger. So what you're adding from number to number. So from 1 to 8, what you're adding? You're adding 7, right? From 8 to 27, what you're adding? You're adding 19, right? 27 to 64, you're adding what you're adding. So technically doing 64 minus 27, you're adding 37. So looking at the numbers you're adding, it's not kind of clear what exactly you're adding, right? You don't know what you're going to add next. So these numbers 7, 19, and 37, they're not quite clear what's going on, right? So we're going to scratch that. We're not going to use adding. Let's try this division. Can you divide by something from number to number? So from 1 to 8, I'm sorry, multiply, not divide. Multiply by 8, right? 1 times 8 is 8. Now from 8 to 27, there's no number, whole number to multiply. So this one also doesn't work. So in that case, you have to look at each number individually. So can you see the number 1, the number 8, the number 27, and the number 64? Are they cubes or squares of something? What do you think? So this is the third tip. So the first one is if it's increasing, adding, multiplying. The second is subtract, divide. And the third tip I'm going to give you is all the numbers are squares or cubes. So what they are? 1, 8. What is 8? Is it cube or square? Or you kind of break it down. So let me show you how to break it down. Or do you know what they are?
It's for number 8 is 2 cubed.
Yes,
and,
good job.
and
Good job,
number
Sandra.
27 is 3 cubed, and number 64 is 4 cubed.
Good job. You figured it out. Okay, so all of the numbers, they're cubes. And 1, of course, can be 1 cube, right? So you represent all the given numbers with square or cubes, and that's going to give you an idea what is the next number. So looking at 1 cube, 2 cube, 3 cube, 4 cube, do you know what's going to be the next number?
5 cubed.
Yes, because that's what the pattern is about. It's going to be 5 cube. Everybody see that? So you see the pattern now. There's a pattern always in sequences. There's a pattern. You just have to figure it out what it is. So we have 5 cube. What is 5 cube? What is the number for 5 cube? It's 125. So that's my next number, 125. Everybody understand that?
Yes.
Everybody good? Okay. Okay, so that's how I do number 6. Now let's look at number 7. So for number 7, we're going to do the same. We're going to start with the sequence is decreasing. The numbers are getting smaller. So we're going to try adding or subtracting or dividing. Let's see what you have. So from 20 to 18, you subtract 2, right? Minus 2. From 18 to get 15, you subtract what?
3.
3. 15 to 11, you subtract
4.
4. So what you're going to do next?
Subtract 5 from 11.
You're going to subtract 5, yes. So what is 11 minus 5?
6.
Yes, good job. Everybody understand that? So the next number is 6. Okay, any questions? Okay, so the sequence is a kind of fun list of numbers, right? Okay, so this is how you do the finding the next term. Now let's find the sum. So all of these next questions, they're like find the sum, and you have one more here also. Find the sum of the next number. So how are you going to find the sum? Okay, I'm gonna show you, usually I'm making a little table, which is gonna help me. I'm gonna put a little more room here. Okay, there you go. So that way you have more room to the table. Okay, so we're gonna find the sum, and this is how you find the sum. So it says find the sum of the first 5 terms. So that means I'm gonna use 5 numbers to add the first 5. This is the keyword, first 5 terms with the given general term. General term means the formula. So the general term is 2k. So that's your formula. That's general term give you the formula how to calculate the pattern, how to calculate each number in that sequence. Okay? So this is what I'm doing. I'm making a little table here to help me out because I'm gonna find the first 5 terms. So k, the formula is 2k, that's my formula, 2k. So the first 5 is gonna be, k is gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I'm gonna calculate the 5 numbers I'm gonna add after that. And the way to calculate each of those is using the formula 2k. So I'm gonna replace k with 1. So when k is 1, what I have? 2 times 1, right? What is 2 times 1?
2.
2. So the first number is 2. Then I'm going to replace k with 2. So what is 2 times 2?
4. I'm sorry, 4.
You're going to do 2 times 3. Everybody see that? 2 times 4. and 2 times 5. I'm just rewriting you the formula so you can see how you're going to get each number in that sequence. Okay, so using the formula, you're going to find all the numbers in the first 5 numbers in that sequence, because that's what you need to add. You need to add the first 5. So it's going to be 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. And now these are the 5 numbers you're going to add. So you're going to add these 5 numbers. So you're going to add 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8 plus 10. You're going to add those numbers. And when you add them, what you get?
30.
30. Thank you. We're going to add them. Everybody understand that? We're going to add all these numbers. So my answer is 30. Yes? So if you create this little table, it's kind of easy to see how to plug it in and what's going on. And just do it step at a time. Calculate each number and then add them. Okay? So
Okay.
that's how you do this. Any questions? Okay, let's do the next one. Number 9, the same way. So here we have find the first of the first 5 again. And this is the general term. So this is my formula, 2k plus 3. I'm going to make my little table again. I have k's from 1 to 5. And the formula is 2k plus 3. That's my formula. And I have k's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So now when k is 1, I'm going to have 2 times 1 plus 3. What is that? 2 times 1 is 2 plus 3, 5. Right? Then I'm going to replace k with 2. So it's going to be 2 times 2 plus 3. So the number here,
2 times
2.
1 is 2 plus 3 is 5.
Yes? Okay. And then the next one is going to be, next number here is going to be 2 times 3.
3 is 7. 2 times 3 is 6 plus 3 is 9. 2 times 4 is
So that's how you do it. You're going to do each of those calculations. 2 times 5 plus 3. So you're just replacing k only. And you just follow the formula. It's like functions. When you replace x with number, here you're replacing k with 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So when you do 2 times 1 is 2 plus 3, 5. The next one is going to be 4 plus 3 is 7. The next one is 6 plus 3 is 9. And then 8 plus 3 is 11. And 10 plus 3 is 13. So these are my numbers I need to add, right? So I'm adding 5 plus 7 plus 9, all of those numbers. And what you're going to get?
45.
45. Thank you. So everybody understanding this? Yes? Okay. So that was 8 and 9 when you have to find the sum. The next two are the same way. They just look different. So you're going to do the same, but let me explain what that means. Find the sum. So we're still going to find the sum, but this is what you have. K is changing from 3. So this is the Greek letter sigma. So this is sigma looks like this. The number in the bottom should show you where you start from. The number in the top show you to where you stop. And this is your formula here. Okay? So this is how you read this symbol sigma. Sigma means find the sum from the bottom number to the top number, and this is the formula. So in this case, K start, you can still do that little table. In this case, K is changing from 3 all the way to 6. So 3, 4, 5, and 6, right? This is the formula. I mean, this is where you're going to calculate k from 3 to 6. And then the formula to calculate each term is 3k. So this is the formula here, 3k. And then you do the same. You're going to add them in the end. So you do the same. You have 3 times replacing k with 3. So it's going to be 3 times 3. The next number here is going to be 3 times 4. The next one number here is going to be 3 times 5. And the last number is going to be 3 times 6. So the numbers you're going to add are going to be 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 4 is 12, 15, and 18. So these are the numbers you're going to add. 9 plus 12, what you get? So you add it now. 54? That's right. Thank you. So everybody understand that? 54?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Then we're going to continue. The next one is the same way. So here we have, again, I can make this little table. Now, this is my formula, 4 over x. Now, x, instead of k, you have x, but still the same idea. It's changing from 4 to 5. So you have only 2 numbers to add. So here you're going to have x instead of k, and the formula is 4 over x. And the numbers you're going to add is 4 and 5 only. X is 4 and 5. So when I replace x with 4, it's going to be 4 over 4. And this is 4 over 5, right? So I'm going to add those two numbers. 4 over 4 is 1. So what is 1 plus 4 over 4? 4 over 5. So here, you know, WebAssign doesn't like decimals, so I'm going to leave it as a fraction. So 1 and 4/5, or when you change it to improper, it's going to be, what is that? 9 over 5, right? Everybody understand that? Do you guys understand how I got these two numbers? How you add them?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. So that's how you do number 11, where you have to add, find the sum. Okay? So all of these numbers, all of these questions where you have to find the sum of sequence, you have to, you just have to make this little table, calculate the numbers, and then add them. Okay? And then the last part of this material for lab 6 and quiz 6 is about probability. So let me share, let me go back to number 2 and finish this. So for number 2, it's about probability also. So questions like this, you have to find the probability. So we have survey of 332 people. So those of you who are going to business degree, you're going to have statistics class, and you're going to have a lot of surveys like this. You're going to have results from survey given in different forms, and they're going to look something like this. So here you have survey of 332 people. They ask them about opinion about proposed piece of legislation. Some of them are doctors, teachers, and lawyers. And this is the table. So you have, these are the number of people in favor of the legislation. So these are how many are favor, how many oppose the legislation, how many have no opinion. And then also you have the total. So if you do the doctors, the teachers, the lawyers, everything is breakdown, right? So you have the totals here. So these are the totals. And this is the grand total. So when you add these totals, you're going to get 332. When you add the bottom, these numbers, these three numbers are going to give you 332 also. And these three numbers give you 332. So this is like the number of survey people. And you have how many doctors favor, how many teachers favor, and all this information is given. So the question is here, is the person is chosen at random from the survey. So looking at this table, find the probability that the person favored the legislation. What that means, find the probability. So the keyword is probability. So how you find the probability? The definition for probability is the ratio. So probability is the ratio between what they're asking over the total number. So the probability is, ratio means fraction. The number of people they're asking, what they're asking, over the total number. So whatever they're asking, probability of whatever, you need to count how many of those you have, divided by the total number. So here in this case, what you have, we have, they're asking how many people favor the legislation. So that's what you need to focus on. Favor. So how many people favor?
194.
That's right. The total number of people who favor the legislation is 194. So it's going to be 194 over, what is the total number of people?
332.
That's right, this number here. And that's the probability. Now you can reduce this if you can. I mean, in this case, you can divide by 2, right? So I'm going to divide by 2 up and down. So 194. Yes, what you get?
97.
97 over 166, right? Oh, hello. You know what? Let's do that. I'm gonna use the symbol app to simplify. So I'm gonna use, oh, why is doing that? There you go. So we're gonna see, you can do it like this, you can simplify, go to fraction, 194 over 332, and it's gonna simplify it for you. This is the fastest, 97 over 166. What I did, I think, oh, I put 94, that's why I'm like, it's not 94, it's 97. Because it was not 16, if it was 94, then you can reduce more, but it's not. Okay, so this is my final answer, 97 over 166, and you just put it like that. Okay, everybody understand how we get the probability? Oh,
I
sorry.
have a question, Dr.
Yes,
Amy.
yes.
So for symbol app, or rather for WebEx, will it let you put in 194 over 332, or if I want you to simplify it to now?
Yes, so he's gonna let you put it like that. He's gonna accept it, I think, but just for reason to simplify, to get the final answer, technically you have to simplify. WebAssign is gonna accept it like 194 over 332. It's gonna be okay with that. Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Okay, any questions on number 2? Everybody understand that? Okay, then let's go ahead and go to the last few questions we have left with the probability. So here we have another probability, number 12. Oops. I just want to put everything like that. So number 12, let me get this back. Okay, there you go. Okay, so number 12, we have a die, ordinary die is wrote. You know, the die has 6 sides, right? Now, what the question is, find the probability of rolling a number greater than 4. So which of the numbers greater than 4? That's what you need to figure it out. How many are numbers greater than 4? So the ordinary die has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 of the sides. So total of 6, right? And which one are greater than 4?
5 and 6.
5 and 6, that's right. So how many, so what is the probability?
2
How many
out of
greater?
6.
2 out of 6, yes. And 2 out of 6 is 1/3. Everybody understanding that? You guys okay with this probability, simple probability? Okay, let's do 13. 13, again, we have a ordinary die, which is also have the 6 size. The numbers are 1, 2, 3, all the way to 6. And the question is, find the probability of rolling even numbers. So which one are the even numbers? 2, 4, and 6 are even, right? So what is the probability? Any ideas? How many even?
3 out of
Half.
6.
3 out of 6, which is half of them are even, yes. Okay, everybody understanding that? Do you guys have questions? Okay, and we have 2 more to go. The next 2 are also probability. And for 14, you have this spinner. So they're asking if the spinner, in this spinner, we have to find the probability to stop, the spinner stops on red. So assume also it doesn't stop on white. So how many red are given? How many red segments you have? How many red?
3.
3. What is the total number of segments?
8.
8.
8. So that's your probability, 3 out of 8. Everybody understand that? So the answer is 3 out of 8. Okay? Now let's look at the same spinner and answer this question. What is the probability? So we finished this question, but I'm asking more about the same spinner. So what is the probability to stop in blue? How many blue you have?
2. 2 out of 8.
2 out of 8. That's right, which is 1/4. And what is the probability to stop in green?
2. 2.
2
2 out of 8.
out of 8 again. That's right. What is the probability to stop in yellow?
1 out of 8.
1 out of 8. That's right. Now, what is the probability to stop on white?
0. No chance.
0. 0 out of 8. Yes, 0. There's no white here. Yes?
Right.
So the probability is always a number between 0 and 1. So keep that in mind. Between 0 and 1. Okay? And then we have one more like that probability where we're going to talk about cards now. So find the probability of drawing 4 kings from a card deck without replacing the cards after the first draw. So now, do you guys familiar with cards? So how many cards are in a deck? Do you know?
52.
52. Good job. So in one deck regular, there are 52 cards. Okay? So how many kings are in one deck? There are 4 kings, right? There are 4 from each different type of cards, right? So we have, what is the probability of drawing 4 kings in a row without replacing? That's the keyword here. So this is what happened. You have a deck of cards, 52 cards. What is the probability to draw one king out of that deck of cards? So one king is what? How many kings are in the deck? 4 out of 52, right? So that's the probability to draw one king. So this is the scenario here. This is what happened. So you're going to draw 4 times. So what is the probability to each time you take a king out, but you don't put the card back because it says without replacing the card. So you're taking one king out and you keep it out. Then you draw another time, you take king again. And then another time. So you have to do 4 times drawing king each time, okay, without putting the card back. So what's happened? The probability to draw the first king, to take the first king out is what? There are 4 kings out of 52 cards, right? Then, so one king is out, so you're going to multiply by the probability to draw the second king. So now, when you draw the second times, how many kings are in the deck?
3.
3, that's right. 3, and how many cards are inside in the deck now? 3 out of what?
51.
51. Good job, 51, because one card is out. Then what is the we're going to multiply by what is the probability of getting the third king out? How many kings are left?
2 over 50.
That's right. And we have one more to do.
It's 1 over 49.
49, that's right. Good job. And then you're going to multiply those and you're going to leave it as a fraction. Now, before I multiply, I can reduce this, so I can divide. So looking at the numbers 4 and 52, I can divide 4 and 52. I'm going to get 1 over 13, right? 3 and 51, I can reduce this. You can divide by 3, so it's going to be 1. What is 51 divided by 3?
17.
17. Then I can reduce 2 and 50 also, so it's going to be 1 over
25.
25, okay? And then I'm going to multiply all the numbers in the top and all the numbers in the bottom. So it's going to be 1 times 1 times 1 is 1 over. Now I have to multiply 13 times 17 times 25 times 49. And you're going to get 270, 725. Is that what you get?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay. So it's a big number. I mean, it's very small probability because 1 over this is point. If you do this in the calculator, it's going to give you 0.00060 or something like that. So this is the best way to do it because web assignment, I told you, it doesn't like decimals. So it's going to ask you for the fraction. And this is how you get the fraction. Okay? You reduce up and down and then you multiply the numbers you get. Okay, any questions on this? Okay, yes? So that's what you have for today. Lab 6 have only, and quiz 6 have only probability, expanding binomial, sequences, and factorials, of course, but this is just calculated. So this is what you have for this week. I'm gonna stop here.